Hello, everyone, and welcome. My name's Joe, and I'm joined today by Don Jackson, who is the president of Cal Poly Pomona, who will
Yes,
be joining
sir.
me as a host for this week's Prize Arena. Every Sunday, 11 a.m. Pacific, we do this, and it's starting in 5 minutes, Don.
Yes,
Uh,
sir.
do you have a favorite to win this?
A favorite
Mm-hmm.
to win the club, or what do you mean?
Yeah, the Club Arena.
I don't know. Everyone's pretty good so far. Everyone has their underdogs. Everyone has their new freshmen.
Well,
A lot of people lost their clubs. I haven't been keeping up with the standings of the last arenas. So it's gonna be
are you
interesting.
looking at the current standings of the players that have joined?
No, not right now. I'm currently still setting up.
Well, I see three of the top five players are from UC Berkeley, so I think they're the favorite this week.
Oh, Berkeley.
I do see Richard is in there from UCLA.
Yeah, I believe he's streaming from his account too.
That's correct, and I gave him a shout out in our channel. So if you want to see the president of UCLA play in
Shout
the
out
tournament,
Richard.
yeah, go check out from UCLA chess. I also see Nintaz from Cal Poly.
Shout out, shout out Nintez.
Yeah, so what do you have to say about the Cal Poly's chances at winning this tournament?
You know what? Nintez is pretty good. We have a lot of pretty good players. Lost some pretty good players, so it's gonna be pretty interesting. I know that they're pretty strong when it comes to their play. They're random sometimes, and it's gonna be pretty interesting.
Yeah, we're definitely going to be watching Nintaz's games as you're here as a host, but I also see David Chang is in there.
David Ching is also vice president of last year's officer group, so that's gonna be also fun.
Do you expect any other players to be joining or
I think the CPP chess founder is also gonna be in it also. The
and
founder of
what about
CPP.
you? Have you ever played in this tournament?
Nope. I'm too busy. I'm
Too
too busy
busy,
for
too
that.
busy streaming?
No, too busy going to IRL arenas and getting my rating points up.
Oh, really?
Yes.
IRL arenas?
Yeah. I
That's
go to
awesome.
Whittier for my arena. Shout out to Kelly Perkins.
So in IRL arena, do you just whenever you finish your game, you get up and try to pair with the next player that's available as quickly
Yeah.
as possible?
Time control is 45-5, 5 rounds.
Um, all right, well, maybe next week you can continue streaming this on your own channel or even play and stream. I don't believe,
Maybe.
I mean, it's hard to do commentary while you play, but I have seen you play and stream. I also see Ligma is in there from Southern Illinois. Shout out to them.
Shout out to Ligma.
Um, I see Kevin Haas from Michigan, another ambassador. And speaking of our ambassador program, tell us how you got a featured stream here today.
I got a featured stream from putting in the hours, almost putting in, what was it? Oh, just over 26 hours in 1 week, or however long the period you measured. I just been putting in the work.
That's incredible, dude. Um, do you enjoy streaming?
Yeah, it's because it's summertime. I don't have an excuse not to stream. I'm just lucky enough I have the time to stream, and I'm just trying to make the club grow and make sure everyone eats tonight.
Everyone, what?
Everyone eats tonight.
from from Cal Poly Pomona? Are you feeding
Yeah,
them?
exactly.
That's
Feeding
awesome.
them,
Yeah.
feeding them through getting people to join the college ambassador program.
Through chess. All right, so we have less than a minute until the arena starts. I see Andrew Titus, the captain of the Georgia Tech team, is in there. I also see Firewoods, who is the captain of Yale's chess team. So a lot of ambassadors are in here, which you love to see. Um, I see Missouri S&T is in there. joining through the CCL club page, as Missouri S&T does not have an ambassador yet. But oh, I see Ben is in there from
Different
Michigan.
CPP though, when if you join ambassador program. Just saying.
All right, so yep, the arena is about to start. So let's go show you guys the players that are in there. It's starting now. Let's see. I want to watch Ben Lee versus Firewoods, Michigan versus. Unfortunately, Maxime is there for CCL, but I don't know if he had any teammates with Yale, anyways. But yeah, do you see the game? It's International Master 1E4 1-0 versus Firewoods.
I'll go pull that up right now.
It's top board.
Board?
These are the two strongest players in the entire arena.
Oh, interesting.
Ben is an international master at 2,700. Firewoods, no title
Somehow, I somehow pulled up Kate's game. Like Kate's game would probably be interesting too.
yet. Kate from UCLA.
Yep.
You
Shout out
somehow
Kate.
you somehow pulled that one open.
I somehow pulled that one
I
open.
see you're playing against Aaron Cantu. But yeah, let's try to stick with the top board here for
What
now.
is it? 1E4?
Yes,
I'll pull that up right now.
just for this
For my
first game.
notification. Sure.
Oh my goodness, we have a knight sacrifice on G5. Cannot be taken. The threat
'Cause of the check.
is knight F7. Actually, maybe it can be taken. Probably
Because
not.
he did.
No, because the bishop has, or something has to block. Wait, can he block on
The knight can
H7?
block. Well, if the knight blocks on H7, E5 blocking the give the king a flight square to G8.
Yep, so that blocks the bishop's diagonal, which is really strong. But can the knight be taken now? Doesn't seem safe. After pawn takes, the knight is going to be hit on F6, and that knight's a key defender of D5. So Maxime doesn't take the knight. Instead, he brings his knight to take out this light square bishop.
Bishop cannot escape.
Yeah, so Ben
The
saves
strong
the
bishop
knight.
will be captured.
This is a strong game.
Is the time control is 5-0?
This is
5-2.
5+2. Yeah.
Infinite, interesting. So no flags.
Well, you can still flag.
basically.
What's
Still
up
flag,
to
but
Nick?
time scramble. You should probably get the time. Firewoods is representing collegiate chess league.
Firewoods is repping the CCL club today, but they are the ambassador for the Yale team, so unfortunately couldn't join through Yale.
What do you think the idea was with Rook F1?
Well, that's a great question. Probably the plan is to play G4 at some point.
Just opening the center with this suffocating position.
Let's see. Queen up.
I would think that as white, yeah, but I would think that as white, you would want to leave the position closed since black has the bishop pair while white has the knights, which favors closed positions.
Yeah, but white's king is considerably safer than black's, and so I think white actually wants to open the position.
Exactly, with the rook on H1.
Yeah, and
King on the same.
this knight on E5 is a
5.
monster too. Complete outpost square. No pawns can kick it out, and it's guarded with
That knight is a beast.
yeah. But how is white breaking through? They haven't played G4 yet.
G4 will be pushed there, and there it is. There's G4.
All right, so yeah, black is not taking wisely. King B1 very
Exactly.
solid. And now black's gonna start the attack on the king.
Put queenside push by black.
Yeah, likely we'll see a5 as well.
And now we see h4, and if g can't be pushed because of the capture on e5, just opening up the king side more.
Yeah, I love these opposite side castles games because both sides are trying to use those pawns to just tear open the king's safety. And it looks like
Exactly.
white's striking first now. G5, just completely ignoring the H pawn, giving up that pawn just to continue to open up some files.
I can tell you that knight is doing its job, and it's just destroying, covering the king side for black.
Yeah, what's the threat here? To take on H6 or to push on G6?
See here,
Oh,
when the push.
going after the F pawn.
Black's dark square bishop is just not has the lowest board division out of all the pieces right now.
E6 defends F5. Yeah, that bishop at some point might have to take that knight, although black probably doesn't want to do that either.
Black doesn't have a lot of options right now.
Yeah, rook G1, very solid.
Eval says that the position's still like around 0-0, but this is just computer analysis. But with humans, scared. I'd rather be white in this position though.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think, yeah, rook takes, and now what are we threatening?
Are we looking at a sack at h5?
We might see it. I think white might want to bring the queen back, maybe the f1 first. Here, probably trade rooks.
Exactly.
That or we'll see. I don't think we'll see a rook sacrifice.
Because of the dark square bishop now blocking the check.
Not so much about that. It's more so that black has this rook g1 idea at the end of that. So he does sacrifice the rook, but not on h5.
Interesting.
Instead, he leaves his rook there. And honestly, if black takes it, the knight on e5 just becomes stronger. So
Didn't capture the rook either. Nice.
yeah, black is trying to pile up on the g5 square now by bringing the queen in as well. And white's going to simply double on the file, threatening to take now on g8.
Actual threat now. You're gonna see a bishop move. White square bishop.
Either you take on g5 or, yeah, exactly like you said. Although, if that bishop moves, we might see a knight capture it. All right, so
just a push on a5. I think no, the bishop has no squares because it would just be captured by the knight. But I don't know if the knight would like to capture the bishop yet.
it's a good point. But yeah, now the question is, how is white going to make progress? Looks like black has gotten through the worst of it.
I was just about to say rotating the knight into the game.
Yep, that final piece.
All your pieces into the attack while black still has their rook on a8. Reminding the pawn push.
Yeah, I would have considered b4 there, honestly, to just keep the a file closed. But yeah, knight to f4, and this actually hangs the g5 pawn. But I'm not sure. Okay, black goes for it, saying that you don't have any good discoveries with your knight. And, Max is actually up 4 points of material at this point, which is a considerable amount.
Firewood's actually calls out Michigan's bluff right now.
So let's see, how does Ben respond? Can he even trade? I don't think so.
Been down 4 points of material. Apparently, black is only up in the evolve by -2.
I see
I'm
Grant.
still saying white's position's pretty scary.
Do you know Grant Zeman?
Grant Zeman is actually the founder of CBP Chess, the reason why I'm here today.
That's what I thought. He's asking if anyone has been to Florida and has dining recommendations.
Yeah, his job requires him to commute a lot.
That's cool. Is Grant playing today? That's what I want to know.
I believe so.
He's playing and he's chatting. Well, yeah,
Pretty
this
strong
this
player.
doesn't look good for Ben, which is really impressive from Max. Although Max is a little less on time, but his position
Ben
is
had
a
yeah.
lot better.
Ben had the attack, but I don't know where he got lost.
You got lost in the sauce.
Exactly.
That'll do it to you.
Two knights versus bishop rook.
So there's one check. King has to go to c2. Perhaps you could have blocked, but yeah, black's got the open a file. Maybe rook a1 now is one idea.
Oh, it's black attacking the white king after trying to set up an attack on the black king.
Yo, Grant subbing with Prime. Let's go.
Grant, I
Appreciate
thought you were
that.
gonna give that to me.
Grant, real homie.
Oh
Yo,
my gosh.
noob gifting to UCLA chess. Let's go. All right, pawn sacrifice here. b4 played. Knight takes. What is black's follow-up? Black is running low on time, less than 30 seconds.
I think black was looking for the king takes just to bring the king up the board.
Probably. But, okay, now we see rook a1. I thought this might have been a little bit stronger earlier, and the knight simply comes back to d3, and the knights are such key defenders. Looks
Such
like
a crazy game.
Ben is getting some momentum back. Max with less than 10 seconds.
No way.
He does have the 2-second increment. Let's
That's
see.
black's idea now.
Can white take on e6? No, he's running with the king. Absolute
Up the
mad lad.
board.
The rook comes back.
Black only has one check, and that's rook b8, but that's not really an attack either.
I wonder why white couldn't have taken on c7. Was that good?
d7? Oh no.
Oh my god, this king is on c5. For what reason? I couldn't tell you.
A position where king's on c5.
Wow, and you can't run back to b4 because queen to a5 is checkmate.
Scary.
What is Ben doing?
A position where king's on c5 and it's not a king upon endgame.
I wonder if this king can even... Okay, he takes here.
Queen takes.
That gets rid of a
Whoa.
lot of checks, and it threatens f7, but the king simply comes back to g8, defending. So now we have 30 seconds versus 5. Now the king is coming in
Bringing
deeper.
the king into a checkmating attack.
Check. The king comes back.
The king
Going for the queen
actually surviving
trade.
here.
The king wants to come to f6, threatening
No,
queen. Oh, but
what?
black
Forced trade.
forces the trade. We could see perhaps knight takes on
What?
e6.
This is insane.
Oh, he's sacrificing the bishop. Knight takes, but then there's
But-
rook a7.
Yeah, then there's rook a7.
Wow. Both
Good
sides
pawn.
trying to push their passed pawns. Oh, this is going to be... Oh, that pawn's immune, though. You can push the pawn. Oh, he gives up the pawn. The point is, with the king on f6, if the rook takes, the knight could have taken on f7.
Now we got black with
He's
the passed
losing
pawn.
he's losing his knight, but he's getting the bishop. No, but
No way.
this is an easy, clean win for Firewoods, even with low time. There's no chance.
No chances at all.
No chance he loses this. Knight e5, there's rook e3. So he goes this way, but it's not going to be enough.
Push. That's all he needs.
D2.
Two squares
Oh,
away.
he doesn't even want to give up the pawn. He just wants the queen. Brutal technique here. Now you can push. Check
that was a
first is
blunder.
clinical.
And now this promotion can't be stopped.
There's ladder
and
mate. Wow, what a game from Firewoods, starting off the arena with a
Firewoods.
win over International Master Ben from Michigan. Incredible game.
Incredible.
All
Who do we
right.
like to check out next?
Do you see anything you want to look at?
Let's go check out a Cal Poly player.
I also see Richards in there. Let's see. Where's your Cal Poly players?
see here.
Where's Nintaz?
Where is
Oh, I
Nint?
see
Oh, I
PK
found
Fruit.
Nintaz. You
PK
go check out
Fruit.
Nintaz.
Hold on, let's see.
Nintaz is number 9, but we got a lot of teams placed with number 9.
Where on earth is Nintaz? I see King Noobs.
So Nintaz is not in a game. He lost his first match.
Okay, no, I mean I'm looking for games.
Oh.
Well, I mean I'm looking at PK Fruit if you want to see. I also see Richard. Who's
Where's
streaming, by the
Richard?
way. Richard is playing against Ash King.
I forgot Richard's username's funky, so I get to correlate it.
I see Chess Elephant also from UCLA, 2 for 2. Hello to Soham in the chat. Are you interested in playing today? We have about 45 minutes left in the arena. How's Richard doing in his game?
Cool position according to the eval bar. We got a rook trade, just controlling over the D file.
Yeah, Richard trying to trade off both rooks here. And Richard
You
has
got
a bishop.
bishop knight for knight knight.
I see Illinois is number 1 in the club standings, trailed by Georgia Tech and UCLA. Illinois has their ambassador Shaq Masteo playing, who's also at 2 out of 2. All right, so Richard gives up his bishop.
Now we have cool position.
Trying to bring his queen in, attacking A2. I honestly kind of like white because they have a 3-on-2 majority, which I think is a little bit better than Richard's 4-on-3 majority.
Getting a breathing square.
Yeah,
both sides have a breathing square, no back rank mates.
Safety first.
Exactly.
Have you ever played Richard?
I think I'm let me check my score against him. Believe I'm 1-7 on him.
You
we played a lot of games at Glendale in my Americana stream.
So you only played him over the board, not online.
Played him online and over the board.
Oh, okay. He's a tough customer. He's only 1895 right now. I think he's a little underrated.
He is.
But yeah, let's see if he can help UCLA out. Illinois and Georgia Tech are adding on to the lead. UCLA is still in third. Let's see. Cal Poly, have they gotten any points yet? No. They need you.
Guys.
They need you in there.
No, but I'm too busy doing commentary.
Maybe next week.
Next week.
Yeah, do you also see PK Fruit's game?
PK Fruits?
Mm-hmm.
Good luck.
You know who that is, right?
It's familiar.
Oh my goodness, you don't even know.
What do you mean?
It's Grant.
I don't like. I talked to him through Discord, not chess.com.
But isn't he PK Zeman? I mean, he's PK Zeman in Twitch chat. I don't know what his Discord is, but
the fruit caught me off.
Yeah, PK. PK, what is that? Poly Kings? Pomona Kings?
Yeah.
Well, he's got the bishop parrot, but he's got no time. His opponent is at 4:23. He's under 2 minutes, so that's kind of crazy.
Siemens only 1100 on what? Blitz?
Yep, this is Blitz rating.
Rapid's way higher, I think.
Have you played against Grant?
Yes, and he's a very strong player. Okay. Never met him in person though.
Never? Well, you got to go visit him in Florida.
Actually in Minnesota, but his job requires him to go to Florida sometimes.
Well, that's nice.
Very nice.
Uh-oh. What is this move? That's actually a strong move. This allows for bishop takes e1.
Well, there's no other move because any other move you lose the bishop
Yeah, or the rook.
and that rook too.
I was hoping white would play rook c2 and try to double on the c file. But now Grant can play rook f to d8 and does so immediately, doubling up on the d file. I love this. Yep, simply c6. So Grant's playing this really well, even though he's in some serious time pressure. And he's playing against one of the Bangladesh players who consistently do very well every week, as they're devoted to these arenas. They send their entire club to play every single week.
Hoping for a rook d2, just getting a rook on the second file or second rank.
Yeah, that's a strong move. Now white's trying to make some space here for the b file rook. I agree with this move.
Okay.
So yeah, black brought the king up. Grant probably should have tried to infiltrate with the rooks a little sooner. Because imagine if his rook was on d2 already, he could play rook a2, attacking the a pawn and threatening rook from d8 to d2, doubling on the second, which is really strong. Attacking f2. Okay, here he goes for the a pawn anyways. That makes sense.
Well, doesn't he just win the pawn?
Well, black
Black
loses b7, and c6
they just trade and
is
clean
too.
off the they just clean off the queen side.
So white has initiative now because white's threatening rook to c7, doubling on the 7th. Plus, white is actually up a pawn. So this does
And
not
Grant
look
under
good.
time pressure.
Yep. We needed to bring a rook back to defend f7. Oh. White captures back but doesn't seem to matter. Oh, this is going to be really bad. And he's got no time either. His opponent's still over 4 minutes. Crazy stuff. I see we've got like 5 players tied at 3 out of 3. Very impressive.
Okay.
2 of them are from Georgia Tech.
Nice.
So they're in Seoul first, 4 points ahead of Illinois. Cal has tied UCLA at 15 each, so kind of hit a roadblock. Bangladesh is at 12, but they're going to get some points after this win. White's threatening rook g8. Black's defending, but down 3 pawns is a lot.
Ground 9 seconds left. Lambda Pi playing? Because I know his games are pretty interesting too.
Who?
Lambda Pi.
You know him through the UCLA collabs. Well, he's playing against Firewood, so that's not good. Yeah, he's down a rook for a knight as well as 2 pawns on e4 and d4. And he's also down 2 minutes. But he is perhaps threatening rook f1, f6, and queen g7. So who knows? Maybe, oh, the queen, okay, the queen's guarding the diagonal. I was going to say knight h5 to threaten queen g7 mate would have been an interesting idea because if pawn takes, we have f6. But it doesn't work because knight h5, you simply don't have to take the knight because the queen guards. Although, okay, knight h5 does threaten f6.
Trying to look for deflections just to push the pawn. Looking at like a sack on e4 just to push the f6 pawn, f pawn.
But the bishop covers it. Yeah, I would try for knight h5. This is the trickiest. Actually, it looks like black only has 1 move here to save everything. He blunders f6. What? No way.
Lambda Pi with the comeback.
No way. You have to take on f6.
I told you Lambda Pi has the craziest games. I'm telling you.
Dude, I told you knight h5. But even I saw you couldn't take it. Firewoods falls for the trick and now has to give up the
Dude,
queen.
shout out Lambda Pi, the underdog.
It's not over yet. Queen takes
Over
f6.
yet.
Queen takes f6. Pawn takes on g4. You at least got 2 pieces. Oh, but then queen takes c6. Oh, my God, it's over. It's over.
This is great. Dude, what? Who is this man's?
Over 1,000 rating point difference. Lambda Pi, repping UCLA. Gonna take down Firewoods from Yale. Now, he is down 2 minutes, though. So, can Firewoods mount a miraculous comeback?
During these increment situations, you gotta just have to find those check repetitions just to get those quick add-ons. Then you figure things out without getting the draw through repetition.
Now, if the king moves, there's queen to e5 check, winning the d pawn.
He gets the. He could have got the d pawn there.
He's just bringing in this rook. Rook.
Now he has the check.
But now, yeah, now check.
Does he have any forks with the?
Not yet. It depends on where they go. Okay, you can do rook c7 to trade that off, but I would. Oh, maybe rook c6 actually. Rook c6 forcing rook f7.
During these positions, you just want to trade down when you're up the queen.
Or you can leave your rook on because you're going to use it to checkmate. Like queen d7, for instance. There it is. Threatening some gnarly stuff. I cannot believe Lambda Pi.
Lambda Pi is cracked and goated.
Pawn push. Now the king has h5 to run to.
So is he gonna try to prevent that, or is there something else?
Okay, here's that. But now king
checks on the e8 square.
Okay.
You're gonna push h4?
I was thinking g3 first, but he goes rook g7. Now the king
h4 because it either brings a king up or does en passant and just like opening it up just a bit.
King runs here. Now he has to go to e3. Not
Does
much.
white run out of checks?
I guess there's f3 technically. Yeah, no checks here, but you know, the queen's very mobile piece. But the rooks are connected though, right? So the rooks can contest perhaps if the queen tries to come in.
No checks from either side, so white still has the tempo.
Lambda Pi now at 30 seconds. The time pressure.
On Lambda Pi.
And what's crazy is he could mess up. Like if a rook comes in, there could be perpetual, or even worse, there could be checkmate.
What's Lambda Pi looking for?
Okay, so now queen check, there's rook block, right?
Yep.
Oh my God, he's so low on time.
Give him those checks. Add the time.
Rook c7. There it is. He's cutting the king off. Now queen f1 looks deadly.
Really deadly.
Probably you need rook c6. Yeah, it goes for it.
Just still the check. Still give him the check.
You can trade, yeah, or you can check.
That.
King here. Oh, queen d2 maybe. Now king takes on b3. Oh my God, 10 seconds. Rook d4, rook d5. 5 seconds. Don't you dare flag. 2, 1.
1. Oh, he still checks.
3 seconds.
Come on, the two increment.
Now king takes on a3 or king a4.
Check move. Check move. Check move. You gotta get those repetitions.
2 seconds. 1 second. You gotta move.
Check him. You gotta check him.
Oh, he blunders perpetual. There's rook check.
Oh,
he
doesn't do it.
Oh my God, he flags. Wow.
Lambda with the comeback, but yet did not find the thing.
Firewood says not today. I'm not losing down a queen to this guy. But holy smokes, knight h5, a beautiful move.
Insane, crazy game.
Oh man,
Lambda Pi is underrated.
No, Lambda Pi needed to trade rooks there for sure. But what a game. Yeah. What a
What a
fight.
game.
All right. Who do you want to look at now?
See here.
Look
Let's
at
go check out. Do you have any people you want to look at?
well, Richard won his game or yeah, I mean he's back over 1900 now. He's playing King Noobs at 2000. So that's somewhat interesting.
Go check that out then.
I also like to see some of the top players. We have 4 that are tied at 4 out of 4. 2 of them are from Georgia Tech, which
Let's
puts them
see
at
the
first
standings.
by 1 point ahead of Illinois.
You look at when you're looking for these games, are you looking under standings or games?
No, you click on games.
That's what I thought. And
Yeah.
like the top is just the
It goes by, well, I don't know. I see Ben Lee is playing. I see 2 ambassadors are playing Chess Elephant versus Eason Wang from University of
I was
Arizona.
just about to say that. So let's go check out Chess Elephant.
So yeah, Chess Elephant is the vice president of the UCLA Chess Club, one of the stronger players in the arena at 2500.
He also streams on the UCLA Chess account.
Yep. And he's playing against Eason, who's from University of Arizona, another ambassador playing. And looks like Chess Elephant is going to do well in this position. Let's see. Is he trying to give up the G pawn?
Apparently, Black is up -5 on the eval.
Yeah, B3 is kind of a peculiar move. I'm not sure what exactly it's doing.
What's Black's threat?
Well, Rook D2 looks strong. But then there's knight takes on B3. So that doesn't quite work. Perhaps queen to B2. Just trying to get the queen off. There you have it. Now the queen can deny the trade by going back to A6 or to A5. And both of those moves actually come with tempo against either of White's rooks. But he trades.
Queen. But does Black lose the advantage now?
Well, Black never had the advantage.
It's Chess Elephant? Or we're looking at the same game?
Black is Eason. White. Oh my God.
Heck.
Chess Elephant's losing this game. I'm shocked. I'm flipped up.
No, I was like,
disoriented.
I was like, what evolve bar are you looking at?
My goodness.
4. It says it's up -4, but
Daniel, what are you doing? Oh, hold on. We gotta go back and look at this game.
E3. E3 move.
So Daniel just blunders a pawn and a second pawn, and he castled long.
The computer move, yeah, and Eason plays rook E3.
Yeah, Black is simply just trading everything down, which is really smart.
2 pawns and has 2 pass pawns. Unconnected 2 pass pawns.
Knight D5, but then there's like rook B2. Man, these strong players are getting
Does Black play rook E2?
I mean,
forcing a trade.
I think rook E2 is very solid, but I think
The
that blunders
unconnected 2 pass
C5.
pawns. Is rook E2.
This might I think Daniel might be able to hold this as a draw. It depends.
It's drawable
Knight
now.
here, pawn push, and then
Whoa.
knight back to E2, and then pawn push again. Or you have knight E4, but then there's F5. So, wow.
Oh.
Computer saying it's lights out with G5, just forcing a pass pawn, but I think simply taking on G4 should also just still be winning. But you know, Daniel still has drawing chances. He's only down a pawn at this point.
Versus the 2 pawns. Let's see here.
But his king is farther away from his pawns, so yep, he's trying to get back in. Yeah, I could see black throwing this for sure.
F3, push,
Pushing.
then just push the pawn.
Take. Now, he's going to lose the h-pawn after king h6. But if he can win the last 2 pawns with his king and knight, it's a draw, right?
Mhm.
So he just needs to gobble up the a-pawn, which is actually going to be tough because it is 2 squares diagonal from the knight, which is like impossible for it to go to. But okay, here, yep, king comes up, king's in now. So the king can defend against this pawn for the time being. The question is how white can grab the a-pawn. So this should definitely still be winning for black.
Shuffling the king up.
96 check.
Now just draw your repetition,
Oh,
right? Because you're gonna
well,
lose.
no, not well. Actually, yeah, he's gonna lose something here. Because if he goes back to g5, there's just knight check simply.
It's just repetition now.
So Daniel
You
finds a
hang
way.
on.
Well, if you
Okay.
avoid repetition by saying going to f7, you're gonna lose the f5 pawn.
Then it's just gonna be a knight sack on the 8 pawn.
And that's a draw. So
Game.
black messes that up. But not the best
all
result for
Daniel
Daniel
come back.
regardless. So still a good result for University of Arizona.
Interesting performance.
Hello to World Best Ninja in the chat. Good to see you. Where's
What's up, World
Unibin
Best
playing?
Ninja? He's also on my chat.
Why isn't Unibin competing?
No idea.
That's what I want to know. All right, let's go back to the games and see another one. Ooh, I want to look at Masharov versus Dasani Bottlecap. Both of these players are also ambassadors. This is Kevin Haas from Michigan and Masharov of Bangladesh, who's a big reason why Bangladesh has been able to send in so many players every week. Masharov is technically up material, but gotta say, I think I favor the queen here, especially after this move, queen e2, which is forking knight and rook. No way to save both, so there goes the knight.
Where are you seeing this game at? Hold
This
on.
is Masharov versus Dasani Bottlecap.
Dasani Bottlecap.
Oh, yeah.
I love that name.
Yo, shout out to NM Butta in the chat, who technically could be playing for Arizona State if he wish. Arizona State, unfortunately, doesn't seem to have any players playing today, although they were invited.
Mashadov needs to figure out how to coordinate his pieces.
Easier said than done.
Exactly.
But rook and bishop, I mean, yeah, the king's coming out now, though. It's funny, in this position, if there was a black pawn on f7, rook check would be checkmate. But alas, f7 was available.
White should have thought about that.
Well, I mean, maybe they did. I don't know.
Threatening a discovery with no threats.
Yeah, notice black has put everything on light squares. Is this alumni tournament? This is just this is a casual tournament open to anyone. So it's invite through school club pages, but the club pages are public, so they can include alumni, yes. In fact, we do have an alumni playing for Cal Poly Pomona, as we were watching Grant, who is the former, you said, club founder?
Yep.
So that's pretty cool. It's a good way to keep, you know, the alumni involved and connected with the current chess club. All right, I have good faith in Kevin to win this, and that's actually going to help Michigan. Surprisingly, the Kevin and Ben duo have only put them at 17 points, which is good enough for 8th place. But to win a prize, you need to be in top 5. Hello, Kiara. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Kiara, you could play. I don't know. I think I heard that you're a student, but I don't know if your school has a chess club. But you
Maybe
know,
she could be the founder.
that's true. That, or I was gonna suggest perhaps you could be an honorary member of Arizona State Chess Club. I'm sure they wouldn't mind. But all right, yeah, Georgia Tech's kind of running away with it. They're 4 points ahead of Illinois. Illinois, Jacques Masteo is still yet to lose 5 out of 5. Same with Titus, 6 out of 6. Would love to see them play each other. There's actually a ton of players that are undefeated. Let's see. I'm already starting to look for another game. Ooh, we have Firewoods versus Ben, the rematch. We have to watch this.
I'm on it. This is Ben's.
Kiara could be the founder of her chess club, or she could have Butta run it and just put her name on everything.
Exactly.
That's a pro.
What
That's a
chess
pro
game?
move.
What game am I looking for?
1E4 versus Firewoods, international master
Pretty
from
sure.
Michigan, versus
On it.
Maxime, the ambassador.
Rematch.
This is another ambassador versus ambassador matchup. The rematch. We saw Firewoods take down Ben in game 1 of the arena. Max is going for 2 in a row. Can Ben get his revenge? All right, we see H3 from Ben.
Push the pawn, am I right?
Butta could be Butta could be he can enroll in grad school. So Firewoods has a time advantage here, 3 minutes to Ben's 1. He decides to take, actually, as this pawn is protected by the queen. But now his king's a little exposed. Perhaps
Well, H. Man.
you could play maybe king h1, put a rook on the g file. Yep, there it is. And now he's trying to get a rook on the g file. Under a minute now for Ben. So both these players are part of their school's D1 teams in the Collegiate Chess League from last season. Did you play, Don?
Arena? No, I did not play. Even though I was a member of the chess club.
You didn't play in the Collegiate Chess League?
Oh.
But you guys did have a team, though.
Isn't it?
Wow, 97. That's a sharp move. I guess just threatening knight f.
Even though the double with the attack on h3, it can't be captured.
Yeah, so the knight puts pressure on g6. If rook takes h3, threatening rook takes h2 check, there's simply queen takes on g6 with the rook on f8. That's now mate, and white's actually threatening to take on g6 with the rook. In fact, probably you should take it. There's also knight f5 check now that the g pawn is pinned. White is completely crushing Ben here, and looks like Maxime's...
So do you check the rook on g6 and then play rook g1?
No, not now, because there's rook takes. You would have to take twice on g6. You would have to take with a knight, but knight check here might simply be better because you win the rook and you take on g6, and now you can double on the g file. And now there's like you can try to attack h6. So yeah, queen g5 just simply threatening rook h6, and this is game over. So Max is in great form today, taking down Ben twice.
Crazy. With the
Wow, rook
check.
g8 mate after the queen sack, queen
GG.
takes. So strong
Performance.
performance. Would love to see Firewood's repping Yale. Unfortunately, is not. I see Nick as well from UT Dallas at 6 out of 7. So, with their club standings, they would be in the top 10 for sure. With just their scores alone. But again, top 5 counts for the prizes. Let's see what other game you want to look at. We haven't seen Nintaz yet. Is Nintaz still in there?
Sure he's playing though. Let's see if he's still in
Oh,
here.
we have 2 National Masters playing.
Ooh.
I don't see Nintaz, but I do want to see. Oh, okay, yeah. We've got Titus versus Daniel. Georgia Tech versus UCLA. Both these players are around 2,500. Daniel had a rough game against Eason from University of Arizona. Looking to see if he can bounce back from that. So who do you like here, Don?
I don't know. The position's pretty equal with a lot of pieces on the board. Just trying to figure out who I actually favor right now.
I feel like I like black. I like black's rooks a little bit better. Wait. Okay, there's tempo on the queen, so you cannot take on e7.
Yeah.
So the queen has to move here. Now, it's interesting because black has an isolated pawn, but it's passed. And black has a kind of exposed king, but I think it's pretty well protected with the fianchettoed bishop. And I feel like the open b file can be put into black's favor.
Cool.
So Daniel's trying to trade off. Yeah.
Forced.
So trading here first.
Rook trade first.
Now, yeah, if you take on b6, black has the intermezzo, rook takes d1 with check. So you have to take on e1 here. And now pushing the pawn. That's very interesting. Notice how white has 3 pieces attacking this pawn, and it's only defended once. And yet this pawn push still works, because if anything takes on d3, black will simply trade the queens, forcing the bishop to be distracted, and that would win a piece for black.
Crazy.
So, we have this trade, but now you can take on e1 queen? No, but then there's queen takes rook with check. Okay. So
okay, we don't see that. Now
this
we get
might start to turn in white's favor, because there's going to be rook e2. And I'm thinking king c2. But okay, the knight is getting kicked first and foremost. And where does this knight go exactly?
Well, I would try to rotate it to h3, f2. He
Back
does
to
h3.
h3.
Calculated.
But now the bishop's coming in, hitting the rook. Rook f2. And now g4. Seems annoying. g4, but then the knight can come out. Oh my god. g4, like knight f4. Is there something crazy like h4?
Black pushing pawns on both sides of the board.
Also notice there's bishop d3 check. And you cannot block on c2 with the bishop, because that allows for the promotion on d1. So the king would have to go to the a file, which is very annoying because the king wants to get closer to the pawn. So it looks like Titus is able to maintain. Now, the one downside of bishop to d3 check is that it blocks the rook. So then white would be threatening to take on d2. But black can simply bring the bishop backwards. Okay, starting with this.
Sure.
I'm not as big a fan of this. I think it favors white to take on h4. I'm still wondering if g4 then h4 was strong. Because with a pawn on g4 and a pawn on h4 at the same time, white could take either pawn, but black is threatening to go to g3 themselves, which would force the rook. That would actually trap the rook, which is what I like so much about it. I didn't see if there was a way to get out of that, perhaps.
X.
And Daniel's now under a minute.
Does the white knight try to go on g4?
You mean g5?
g4, e4?
You mean g5?
Too bad. Yeah, g5, e,
Yeah.
e4.
That's one idea. Yeah, black did not go for bishop d3, and that actually allows the king to come in to c2. So knight d5. Let's see what's going on here. Can we take on d2? We're gonna get checked on e3, but then can we simply go back to c1? Oh, but then they're gonna take on g2 is the thing. Now, if there's rook check on c8, the king could go to b1. So probably you want to trade rooks and then take on g2. No, they go here. They're trying to threaten. Does this work? Rook c8's a strong threat.
It's crazy.
You got to move the b pawn. He finds it.
Breathing square.
Titus with the 2-minute advantage. It's a lot. Trade, and now rook c2 is strong. King goes to a1. But
go to A1
now the bishop's hanging. There's no time to take on g2. And if you go rook c3, there's king b2, and that's, you got to go back to c2 there. So here I think best is to bring the bishop back, but now the knight comes to f4.
And you can't, there's no moves that kick out the knight right now.
White actually might start thinking about pushing for the win with rook h1, rook here as well. Wow. So Daniel, in time pressure, gets through the worst of it. I think Titus was looking for more when simply taking on g2 earlier could have been a cleaner win. This, to me, looks like a perpetual. But in time pressure, does black want to go for more? Because Daniel is less than 20.
Daniel would probably want the draw with the time, with the Titus's time advantage.
Can we bring the bishop back somewhere? I guess not. I guess. Yeah, there's no great discoveries because. Okay, there's rook c5 check. But the rook on d5 is protected by the clutch knight on f4. That's incredible that Daniel just goes to b1, knowing full well that every discovery he's got covered. So
it's crazy, allowing the discovery.
Yep. So now black is going after the rook. You could see a rook trade, but instead perpetual might be best. No, white goes to a1 now.
Probably gonna have the play on.
Okay, they go for the perpetual.
What happened?
All right, so a draw between two national masters when Titus was definitely the favorite there. All right, who's next to watch?
Who's repping Las Vegas right now?
I don't think they're playing.
There's someone from UNLV.
They might have left.
Okay.
It's Ethan Cusack. I saw him in there. Username not taken from Georgia Tech is 8 out of 8. Incredible. Firewoods, Maxime, 7 out of 7. King Noobs from Houston, 6 out of 6. Did they just lose? Wait. No, they did just lose. They're 6 out of 7 now. Unfortunately, I called them out at the wrong time. But yeah, we only have 5.5 minutes left in this arena.
Really? Already?
Yeah. Ooh, we gotta see
Time
Richard.
flies.
Richard's playing against someone from UT Austin, and it's not looking good. Oh, queen takes H3.
Oh, Roland is on. Picking this
You
77.
you know all the UCLA players, huh?
Yeah.
You'll love to see it.
Cool like
Ooh, I
that.
want to see Ben versus Cobalt.
Games, Ben versus
24
Cobalt.
Michigan Cobalt. So he's 2300 versus Ben at 2600. And let's look at the club standings with just under 5 minutes left. Collegiate
Legion
Chesley
number 1. Let's
in
go.
first, but they've got a couple strong players that couldn't join their respective clubs in time. So the real standings: Georgia Tech in first. There's no way they're gonna get caught. They're over 20 points ahead of Illinois, and then we have UT Austin, UC Berkeley, and Michigan. Bangladesh is 3 points out from top 5. Can they catch Michigan in the next few minutes here? I don't believe Cobalt's game is going to finish versus Ben, as they have more time left on their clocks than left in the arena. UCLA is actually tied with Bangladesh too. No, not anymore. But Michigan got some big points there too. So they're now 5 full points ahead of 6th place. Oh, but now University of Arizona, they just got a point, probably from Eason. Now they're only 4 points behind Michigan.
Think about these 89 points in Collegiate Chesley could have been distributed to all these other schools. I wonder how it would have paired out or how the standings would have been.
Well, Nick is from UT Dallas. He has 27 points as an individual. Firewoods is from Yale. He has 25 points. So that would put them not quite in top 5. But yes, top 8, more or less. Oh, we have Ethan in the chat. He says tough going against 2K players. Yeah. Most of these schools seems to not have a lot of players join, but the ones that did, it's exciting. And hopefully by next week we can figure out how to add the players to their proper clubs. They join through the CCL club. Normally when you join a multi-club arena, it asks you which club you want to represent when you are in multiple. So yeah, not entirely sure what the issue is there. But yeah, we're up to 78 players in this arena, which is a pretty decent size. One of these weeks, it'd be great if we could try to get up to 100. I think our first week we had over 80 players join, so we're just around there, that general area.
Okay.
But yeah, actually, I'm thinking it's possible we can give out more prizes for these if the players are in the ambassador program. So normally we give out a membership every week for a weekly arena or tournament or Swiss or whatever you guys do, any event. Has Cal Poly been doing anything over the summer?
We've been I've been the only one pretty active, but we're trying to talk about future events.
Okay.
We're trying to host the Genesis Open.
Genesis Open.
So in 2018, when the club was started, every year they would have a tournament, the Genesis Open. The next year would be the Exodus Open. The next tournament, I forgot which one it was called, but this year it lands on Genesis. So instead of making it close to the school, we're gonna try to make it open.
What is Genesis though?
It's just the name. Genesis Open.
Genesis. So let's see. Is Cobalt's blundered mate, but they have more. Oh, they resigned. Wow. So that gives more points to Michigan. They could have stalled out the arena. There's only 40 seconds left, but I guess out of respect, they resigned early.
That's a crazy thing to think about in a close call situation.
If it's me personally, I stall it out.
Yeah.
I think that's proper protocol there. But so actually, yeah, Michigan's still in the top 5 spot actually with that win. I don't know how many points Ben just got from that.
To the
But
stream, I'm gonna see if Richard would like to hop on in the stream with me if you have to go.
well, I'm gonna send a raid over to you. But yeah, that's the final standings of the
Collegiate
arena.
number 1, Georgia Tech number 2.
Well, technically
And
Georgia
then
Tech's number 1, so they'll get a diamond membership for this performance. Major props to Andrew Titus, as well as username not taken, who had an undefeated 8 out of 8 score. So between the two of them, they got 60 points of their club's 89. So that's good stuff. We have Illinois in number 2 and UT Austin at number 3. That earns them a platinum membership each. And then with 4th and 5th place, we have Cal, UC Berkeley with 40 points, and Michigan at 33. So they both will get a gold membership. So congrats to them. And if any ambassadors are listening, if you guys aren't running your weekly tournaments, you can actually substitute this arena for your weekly tournaments. If you have enough players join, I'd be happy to give you guys your ambassador memberships out for this event as well. So once again, my name's Joe. I'm joined by the Cal Poly Pomona president, Don Jackson, who's actually streaming right now on Cal Poly Pomona Chess.
one of the most active presidents out there. Shout out.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, I see. So Nick's too quick saying he would have joined as UT Dallas. In the standings, he actually tied for first. I think won sole first because I don't know, he's on streak or tie breaks or something. Actually, Titus has 9.5 out of 10, but Nick has like a longer streak at 9 out of 10. So it's interesting how the tie breaks work. But yeah, with 31 points from Nick, that would have put them at 7th place ahead of Bangladesh. Not high enough for a membership, but still very impressive. Same with Maxime Firewoods. He was at 29th, 29 points, which also would have put them in 7th. So, but yeah, hopefully next week we can get those clubs sorted. But for now, that's it for me. And let's send you guys off to Cal Poly Pomona.
I'll be streaming with UCLA President Richard after the raid.
Yeah, so yeah, Don, appreciate all that you've done. It's been a blast. Hopefully you and the rest of the Cal Poly Pomona team can play next week. So yeah, what do you guys have planned for the fall coming up? Any exciting things you'd like to plug while we're still here?
The fall, we're gonna try to do the Genesis Open. We're gonna do it after the CSUN tournament, a huge tournament coming up potentially. And we're gonna follow that up with the Cal Poly Genesis Open. Then for the spring, I'll try to set up the Tri-Poly Open, try to contact all the Cal Polys. Cal Poly SLO having a club, but not in the ambassador program yet. And Cal Poly Humboldt, one of the new colleges that just came out. Let's see if they have a club. And then I'm gonna host the first annual April Fool's Chess 960 Open.
Wow. Well, that'll be great. And yeah, if you can get both Cal Polys to join the ambassador program, that's $50 gift card to House of Stun. There's one of many rewards that we have, and I'll put the link in the chat. CAP command. There you have it, folks. Summer program's ending soon, and this raid is starting soon as well. So I'll see you guys next week, or maybe earlier with another featured stream. But for now, thank you and take care.
See you, Joe.
See you, Don. All right. If I leave, was it going to ruin your